Oh, hey, and we're back. All
I
right.
knew that would happen.
I am an enchantress. The ways of magic and illusion are familiar to me. My name is Arena.
Why have you come here?
Well, I am also looking for someone. But here,
Who are you looking for?
Let me clear the way for you.
All right, cool.
Captain, from behind!
Protect the people!
Protect the people! Because you told me to!
If not for you, the Lacuni would have eaten well this day.
Are there more of them ahead?
Even worse, cultists are casting spells in 2 of their desert lairs to obscure the Black Canyon Bridge.
Let us head north to the Howling
I
Plateau.
bridge.
The cultist magic seems
I
to be
get a
emanating
fucking
from
speech
there.
impediment halfway through that one. Oh my gosh. Feeling good. Going back into some Diablo 3. You know, I haven't been
There is
doing
another
all the
illusion
missions
here.
around here, but
Cultists try to hide their
Nah, it's
footsteps.
fine.
Their spells are weak and easily countered. If we follow these prints, we can find their lairs and halt the rituals. I will seek out any other traces of their magic.
That is not possible.
hey, stop summoning people after I kill them. Yeah, you know, I feel like we're just gonna kind of breeze through the game. You know, I'll have to do other ARPGs on hardcore.
Do not fear
They offer it. Maybe not Path of Exile. Maybe not Path of Exile. That game is that's a bit too much for my brain. Maybe Last Epoch. I do like me some Last Epoch. I'm not saying that, you know, Path of Exile is a bad game. I just, dear Lord, do I not have the fucking brain power to actually just sit there and build craft for like 7 hours trying to optimize a character. You know, it's a bit of those wiki games, you know, you just constantly play it with the fucking wikis pulled up on your other monitor or on your phone if you don't have another monitor. You know, I'm not discriminatory. Back when I was still in the military and I was playing off a laptop, I would literally just have like a tablet with like YouTube videos or something like that playing while I, you know, just sat there and chilled, grinding out Destiny 2 for some fucking reason.
This is one of the cultist lairs.
Yes,
They are
let's go into
casting
it.
part of the illusion.
Oh,
The ritual is disrupted!
says here.
There should be another ritual at
You
the
know,
cellar to the east of here.
haven't really been able to utilize bone armor all that much for the sheer fact that let's see, attacker when they are struck, for the sheer fact that everything just keeps kind of dying really fucking fast. So we'll just move on to, we'll just go to the Hex rune, and if I remember to use it, it'll work. Or Frailty, not Hex. I'm not playing the Witch Doctor. There we go. Look at that, we used it. There we go. Already more useful than bone armor has been. Maybe later on, you know, when enemies start getting a bit stronger, we'll swing back over to bone armor, but right now I think we're fine. We have not faced much adversity so far while playing. Those are all my boys. There we go. Look at that. We got the chest. Oh boy, I hope it has something good in it. Yeah. It didn't.
Those foul cultists have come this way. The
Yeah.
bodies of innocents are strewn across the sands. We must make them pay.
Okay, alright. Calm down. We'll make them pay. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter what else we have in our little spell bar, as long as we just have corpse explosion. I could just flub it around so that I have corpse explosion on my right click, but it doesn't really matter. Q, right click, it doesn't matter. Just, oh. Well, they're gone. Well, he's gone. Well, that was probably not the greatest idea. Maybe I'll do Diablo 2 hardcore after this because Diablo 2 is a bit more involved than Diablo 3. I don't know if I talked about this, but Diablo 2, I think I have, but I'll talk about it again. Diablo 2 is the first like PC game that I actually played. Like that wasn't Freddy Fish, like or like online games like Postopia, Neopets, RuneScape. I did not have my fingers in the right position. But yeah. I didn't know what I did. All I know is I got to like... I think I got to like Act 3 and that was pretty much as far as I got. I just kind of ran around clicking things. But I enjoyed my time nonetheless. That is where my love for the barbarian came from, because I'd always play a barbarian.
Your death nears.
But yeah, Diablo's a great game. I think Diablo's easy enough that anybody could play it and really like actually feel like they're, you know, just as good as everybody else who they see playing, because I mean it really is that easy. There's not much difficulty within the game, you know what I mean? Generally pretty chill, and I think that's a good thing. I don't think every game needs to be so difficult that you have to have like fucking 12 walkthroughs and, you know, 3 wikis open just to play the fucking game. Like, and all the abilities kind of generally mesh well together, depending on, you know, not even depending on what class you play, but, you know, generally pretty much every ability really will work with each other. Like, it's kind of what I like about Diablo 4. Diablo 4, it really does feel like you could just have every ability working with each other simultaneously, and it's like no one bad ability that you have up is bad. You know. And I'm not talking like trying to min-max, like do the most damage output oh my gosh, you know, running T15 fucking dungeons and shit like that. Like, it just feels like everything kind of fits together well. Like, there's not really much difficulty in playing a character, right? Definitely some characters are more overpowered than others. Necromancers again.
Do not fear the end.
But yeah, you know, Diablo's a good game. If you have not played Diablo, then you should probably play some. No, that okay, up there, yep. There's a big old circle. The dungeons in Diablo 4 are massive. Like, some of these dungeons, like, you know, the offshoot dungeons that you find, they're pretty big, but the dungeons in Diablo 4 are just fucking huge. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, you're running, and you can use a mount in them, and it's still even fucking long, and you're just sitting there like, oh. Kinda got somewhere I gotta be, but... No, Diablo 4 is a great game. It's not the greatest Diablo out there. I still think Diablo 2 is my personal favorite. Diablo 3 is a great game. Diablo 1 was very difficult. Even going back and playing it, you know, modern day. And I feel like Diablo games have been spoiled since, like, you know, 3 and 4. You're spoiled for, you know, just shitting out damage. I remember in Diablo 1, it was, like, just constantly chugging potions. Like, Diablo 2 kind of like the same, but he had a bit more of a power. He had a bit more of a power scaling on it, but yeah, Diablo 1. You better be good at fucking chugging them potions. Still a great game. I think Diablo's a great series, and I'm gonna say it again. It's you know, heartbreaking what Blizzard ended up becoming as a company. The shell of its former self. I mean, and it's like, I don't think the quality has gone down. I just feel like they have such a negative rep now. Like, anything that they do that's wrong, and granted, I'm not saying that they don't deserve that negative rep. 100% gained and earned all by them. But I'm like, everything that they do, like, even if it's the most minute detail, is going to be under heavy scrutiny. Like, I don't think that's a wrong thing. I think you should be critical of games, especially now. Especially now, with how, like, you look on Steam and there's like 5 new releases every single day, and like all of them are pining for your money. I feel like being heavily critical of games is a good thing, especially it's very healthy for the scene, because motherfucker, you're charging me $70-$80 for a game. I hope it's good. Like, I'm busting out 60 clams, especially nowadays, busting out like 60 to 70, fucking 80 bones for a damn game is just ridiculous. You know, and it's like, some of them are very much worth it. Like, you know, Baldur's Gate 3, fantastic game. Holy shit. Very much worth the amount of investment that you're putting into that game. And like, oh. Akarat, bless you. It's like, you know, a lot. There's of course there's great games out there, and it's like, but there's some games that's like, I feel like they're living off past success, and like the most recent titles just have not been worth the money. If you're a fan of Borderlands, I very much am. 3 was not it. I have yet to play Borderlands 4 because I'm just like, I'm not busting out $60 or $70 for your game. I'm not sorry. Like, Borderlands 3 was so shit, and then of course all the shit that Randy Pitchford was saying wasn't helping their fucking case at all. Absolutely not. Holy shit, somebody should have fucking muzzled that man. It's like, god damn, bro.
I am not from Chaldeum. I learned these spells 1,500 years ago. My sisters and I pledged our service to a man of great power. We called him the Prophet. He trained us and placed us in a magical slumber to awaken in this era. I am to prevent the lords of hell from invading.
The Prophet. I have not heard of this figure, but your aid is welcome.
No, we'll get you later. But yeah, it's like,
to the Qasim outpost.
You did nothing for your cause. You just sat there and made yourself look like a massive jackass. And it's like, Borderlands 1 and 2, what a fantastic fucking game series. Like, hell, even the pre-sequel is great. The fucking Tales from the Borderlands, like, it wasn't like, you know, the greatest game out there, but it was enjoyable. Like, it was very funny. Kind of having a canon universe death in Tales from the Borderlands, a non-mainline Gearbox game, really shitty fucking decisions and a really shitty move on their part. And there's just a bunch of drama that's constantly draped over the fucking... not production of Borderlands, but the, you know, like... there's always drama around with Borderlands, and I don't know why. It's just that game, for such a great game series, and I will always say that, Borderlands 1 and 2, fantastic games. 2 being, like, the pinnacle of, like, oh my god, like... And that's the thing, though. Borderlands 2 was so great, they can't help but reference Handsome Jack every fucking second they get. He was a great villain. He was very well written. He was, you know, you love to hate the guy, right? He was, you know, he wasn't that, you know, sympathetic fucking villain that everybody keeps trying to write right now. It's like, he was a fucking villain, like, through and through. Everything he did was fucking in his own favor. And it's like, what a well-written fucking villain. And then you just have to keep bringing him up, referencing him constantly. Like, even in Borderlands 3, you had a fucking DLC that fucking brought us back to Handsome Jack again. I'm like, let the fucking character die. Holy shit. You are, like, sullying the name of such a great villain. And it's like, his death didn't fucking mean anything because you keep fucking bringing it up. Like, let the fucking villain be the villain. Like, that was it. He was great. Stop fucking ruining him. And, like, I get, you know, it's not like, you know, he's still, you know, it was like a clone of Jack and all this shit, but man!
This world can abide you no longer.
I haven't played Borderlands 4 yet. I know dick for squat about it, but if they make a reference to fucking Jack, oh, well, here we go again. Gearbox needed fucking money. And the Calypso twins were so fucking cringe, bro. Like, I get if you're trying to, like, make fun of, like, streamer culture and, you know, influencer culture with them. Like, there's so much more you could have done with that, like, premise. And it's like, it really feels like they said they don't want to be known as, like, the poop joke fucking game anymore. But, like, that was the thing. Like, it had absurd humor inside of the game. But it fucking
No doubt the desert has
it was
swallowed
absurd
its
humor, but the
share
story
of
was actually well written underneath all that absurdist humor. And you know, it was like you had your joke characters, you had your pretty serious characters, and they all felt like in place within the realm of the fucking game. Like, you know, Roland, a very straightforward, you know, no nonsense soldier type, and then you had fucking Tiny Tina, which I hate Tiny Tina. I'm gonna sit there and say I never liked Tiny Tina from the beginning. I thought her character was just annoying, and Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon's Keep was a great DLC, but mainly for all the funny shit that happened in it. I mean, listen, if you like Tiny Tina, that is 100. You can like her. I'm not saying you're stupid or blah blah blah. I personally just did not like the character. Thought she was pretty annoying, and she was written to be kind of annoying as a kid, duh. But a little too well written for me. She did her job. And then Borderlands 3 doesn't really like. I do want to play through the Borderlands games, but I'm trying to get the boys together to do that. But it's like, god damn, you had such a great game here, and you sullied it with Borderlands 3, and we didn't really. So many unneeded things happened in Borderlands 3, and it was just bad news bears all around. But yeah, so that's why I'm not busting out fucking $60, $70 for Borderlands 4.
Belial, Lord of Lies, is the most elusive of the 7 evils and is a master of deceit. It is said that he manipulated Asmodan into revolt against the Prime Evils. This began the Burning Hell's civil war, which ended with the dark exile of the Prime Evils to our mortal realm.
Cycle.
Ah. But yeah. Be critical of your games, goddammit. That's pretty much what I'm trying to get at here. Like, do not accept bullshit when it is given to you. right? And in the case of, like, you know, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, you know, that game deserves its roses, right? I know they ran into a little bit of, like, you know, controversy because they had AI generated assets that were removed within the game's, like, full release. Or from what I saw, it was, you know, everything was fully removed. It was literally just for concept art and stuff like that. And, you know, your views on AI and how its uses can be varied. I'm a person who's under the impression that I don't think it needs to be in literally fucking everything, but it does have some nice uses for, like, learning tools or something like that. Not like generating art or music. Now that's just devoid of creativity and all that shit, but, like, I think mostly it could be used for things like, you know, editing software, like a little help bot, like Helpy, the fucking paperclip, and shit like that. Not like generating full pieces of art, full pieces of music. I think that's pretty scummy. And, you know, if you don't want to put in the time to learn a skill like art, or like learning an instrument, or learning how to cut up, you know, sampling music and putting it together, then, I mean, you just don't deserve to be able to do that shit, right? Like, put in the work, get the reward, right? Like me, I'm not good at drawing. I could get better at drawing if I wanted to, right? I have a wife who's very good at drawing, so, I mean, I don't need to. I just tell her my ideas, and she's like, okay. Which, I mean, sure, I do draw on occasion. I like to get images and then cut it up and kind of like place it into a position, like kind of like cutting up, like if I need I like the look of this desk, I like the look of this wall, I'll cut it up, like, you know, inside the tool, and then trace that shit. I trace it because, I mean, I'm not the greatest in the world. I fucking just cut me some slack. But using, like, real-life images and stuff like that, and then tracing it, putting, you know, thick lines, and understanding, like, cartoon stuff like that and other different art styles. And then I asked my wife, hey, how do you color this, and how does shading work? Because she knows all that shit. She's very good. I should like, do something where I, display all her nice artworks, because I think she's a very talented artist. But, you know, every time you tell an artist that, hey, that looks really good and they're talented, they're gonna be overly critical of themselves and be like, no, it's shit, I hate it, I'm awful, blah 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 blah, and it's like the best thing that you've ever fucking seen in your life. So to a person on the outside who doesn't have any skill in, like, art and stuff like that, looking in, it's like, I could never do that. You know, within, like, fucking 20 years of practicing, like you were able to do it, right? So it's like, you can show appreciation for it on the outside. But, yeah, we're done with that nice little dungeon. If you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. If you do all that, you'll get 200 funny monies. I'm not going to give it to you, but maybe you'll find it in your Flintstones vitamins. All right, see you later. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. See you.